Aloha and welcome to the Murph's Place 808 for the Love of Golf podcast. I'm your host, Murph. And in the studio tonight, we have a person that some of you locally may know and have heard of, I'm sure, unless you've been living under a rock. We have Mrs. Rose Baraquio Harman in the house. Rose, welcome to the studio.
Hello, hello. Thanks for having me on the show, Murph.
No, thanks for coming in. Obviously, you know, a couple of weeks ago, I interviewed your husband, John Harman, a.k.a. my boss, about the golf industry. But I wanted to get you on because obviously I want to talk to people that are playing golf, and I want to get a little bit about their background and whether they've had lessons and the purpose for them playing golf. So I wanted to get you on, not only that, but for my female listeners, so they can relate to somebody that is maybe in the same boat that they're in, or maybe doing things for the same reasons that you're doing them. So just a little background on Rose, for some of you that don't know. Her and her sisters had a TV show called Living Local with the Baraquios. They're a very talented family. I found that out probably the first time at Turtle Bay when your brother, Johnny B, started playing the guitar and you started singing. I was like, holy cow, not only you two, but the whole family, nephews, cousins, nieces, they're all very talented family. So, and also you had a sister that was Miss America.
Yes, she was. Angela Baraquio, Miss America 2000.
2000.
Yeah.
20 years ago. It doesn't seem that long ago.
Long time ago.
I mean, I remember I was telling John that I obviously met John back in 2001 at the Sony Open, but it doesn't seem that long ago.
It doesn't.
But that's been 20 years ago.
I know.
That's nuts.
Where does the time go?
That's crazy. So, obviously, being married to a PGA professional, is that what got you into playing golf? So,
of course, John got me into golf because he started working at a golf course. And this, we've been married 22 years. So I think he started in the golf industry probably 25 years ago. And the first golf course that he worked at was Ko'olau Golf Course. And at the time, that was the toughest golf course in the nation. And that's where I learned how to play golf.
You learned at Ko'olau. Holy cow. Wow.
And that's why I was such a bad golfer for many, many years. But also, I only played golf like once a year. So you can't really get good if you play once a year.
Right.
I did love it. I was an athlete in my younger years. And so when he taught me golf, we went to the driving range and he said, hit the ball. And I was like, what's so hard about that? And I would hit the ball. He said, okay, well, hit the ball again. And I would hit the ball. And I said, this is a really easy sport. The ball just sits there and you just hit the ball.
Did you play softball in high school?
No,
I know you played basketball, right?
I was a basketball player. I played a little bit of volleyball, and I was a cross-country runner. But when I was at the driving range, I felt like golf was super easy. Like, it wasn't hard to just hit the ball. So then I'm like, okay, let's go play golf. So we went out to the course, and he hits from the blue tees or whatever color his tees were, and I was going to get up and hit. And he's like, no. You don't hit from here. You hit up there, the ladies' tees. I was like, wait, what? We have different tees? Like, what is that all about? I did not get it. So I said, well, I don't know why you have to, I have to hit from the tees farther up. I think if you hit it from here, I can hit it from here too. So I was very stubborn. That's how I...
Well, that's probably your competitive edge, yeah? Yeah. Thinking if he could hit it from there, you could hit it from there.
But playing on the golf course and hitting a ball on the driving range were two different things. As you know, there's a lot of things that go into the game of golf. It's not just hitting a ball on the driving range, right? It's the drive, then it's the short game, then it's the putting and the chipping, right? And you have to put all that together to get a good score. And then you throw in the wrench of the the type of course that you're playing with the sand traps and the water and the wind and all the other elements that get involved with you trying to hit a ball. And so it's actually a really difficult game to play.
Yeah, it is. But like you said, though, I think the athletic people have a little bit more of an advantage than, just the common person that wants to pick up golf and is not really an athletic person that didn't compete in athletic events.
Right.
And so I think that makes a difference as far as how easy or how more adaptable it is for a person to, like you said, go to the driving range and hit the ball and think, oh, that's what's so hard about this game. But like you said, when you got to factor in all the other things, the course and the conditions, the wind and hitting a second shot and a third shot and putting. So, I would agree with you on that point. What, as far as your skill level, I mean, obviously you play, I see you on Wednesday nights at Moanalua with your group that you play with. And the Prosecco is flowing. I got you Prosecco tonight, as a matter of fact. So cheers.
Cheers.
I'm drinking my normal drink, Jameson and water. Do you have any desire or anything like that to play any tournament golf? And when I say tournament golf, I'm not necessarily just talking about going to a scramble with 3 or 4 other people and playing a scramble, but I mean actual competition. You're playing your own ball and trying to win a tournament. Do you have any desire to do that, or did you have any desire to do that when you first started playing?
Yeah, so in the beginning, like you said, I was super competitive and I wanted to, get really good because I was just used to being good at stuff. And when I wasn't good, it was very frustrating. And so I would just play and I would count every stroke. And if I went into the sand and it took me 10 to get out of the sand, I would count every stroke, right? And really, really frustrating. And then he would get frustrated, like, why don't you just pick up your ball? And it took a long time for me to just get over it and say, you know what? You're not on the LPGA tour. You're not playing for money. You're just playing for fun. And then so he had this theory, right? Okay, we're not going to keep score. We're going to do a happy face or a sad face. So after every hole, how did that hole feel? Did you feel happy about it or did you feel sad about it? And when you have more happy faces than sad faces, then you can say that you've accomplished something,
Yeah, I like that. I think that's a good starting point for some people that are getting into it and getting that frustration, because there's some people that start trying to play and they realize that it's not as easy as what they thought it was going to be. And then they quit playing. And obviously you want the game to grow. You want people to play and enjoy it. You don't have to play tournaments. You don't have to be really super competitive, but have fun doing it. If you have fun doing it, who cares what you shot on a hole?
Yeah. So that's the thing. So about 2.5, 3 years ago, John started running Moanalua Golf Course. And that was really, really convenient for me because it was close to work and I could fit in 9 holes after work. And then I started playing once a week. And that is when I truly saw an improvement in my game. Prior to that, like I said, I would golf once a year on my birthday, maybe twice a year, 3 times. I played a couple of tournaments, just scramble tournaments, fundraising tournaments, just for fun. But I would never tell people that I was a golfer, and I would be afraid to play with people that I didn't know because I was embarrassed that my game was not so good. But once I started playing at Moanalua once a week, and John was giving me regular lessons and I could actually improve, that's when I found my little girls group to come play on Wednesdays. So a couple of my girlfriends come and we play 9 holes after work, and we're not competitive at all, but we're actually not bad golfers. So, we're not competing against each other. We're not betting any money. We're not going for any trophies. But we would at some point, wouldn't mind playing a tournament and winning something, but it's not like we're going to kill ourselves trying to be the best golfers in the world. We're out there having fun after work, getting to hang out with the girls, have some drinks, and just play.
Yeah, I can verify that you guys are definitely having fun. There is no doubt when Rose Baraquio is on the course, because when she makes a par or a birdie, The whole course knows it.
The whole course knows.
We love that, though.
It doesn't happen that often, but when it does, you will hear me.
I think Wednesday night you must have done something good or somebody did, because you're even cheering on the other people when they do something good. And so we were on 7, and I think one of the guys said Rose must have made a birdie on 3 because they could hear you clear down on 3.
We get very excited over our small victories, a chip in or a 20-foot putt, or you stick the ball right next to the pin. Those are the kinds of things we get super excited about. We do get excited about pars and extra excited over birdies. So
yeah, but that's the point of that's what I love about, especially with that group you guys play with. Like I said, when you guys are having fun, and that's what it's all about, especially for people that aren't in it for competitive reasons. So
yeah, I think that's key. If you want to just get out and play and you're not trying to, win any tournaments, find somebody to play with that you're comfortable with. And it doesn't even have to be somebody that's super bad or super good. It's just somebody that and that's willing to work with you,
Right.
And I try, we get new people to play with us, and they're like, oh, I'm really bad. And I'm like, well, don't worry about it. We can help you.
Right.
And that's who you have to find, people that are willing to play with you and teach you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's take a short break, and we'll be right back. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Hey guys, I got to tell you, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me tell you how. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Not only that, but Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other sites. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's ANCHOR.FM. Buddy, we're talking with Rose Baraquio Harman today in the studio here on Murph's Place 808 for the Love of Golf podcast. And Rose, we left off, we were talking about your reasons for playing and obviously playing on the Wednesday group. How about this? If you were able to play more, would you play more?
Yeah. So golf, as you know, is a very time-consuming sport, right? If you're going to play 18, that's 5 hours of your day. Not everybody has got 5 hours a day. I definitely don't have 5 hours a day. I work full-time, 40 hours a week. And so squeezing in 9 holes after work on a Wednesday is pretty much what I can do for golf. I mean, the weekends are free, but then the weekends are all time to catch up and go to the beach and clean the house and do laundry, right? So if I didn't work as much, if I worked less hours, I could probably fit in more 9 holes. I do prefer playing 9 than 18 just because it's just right. It's about 2.5 hours. You get out there, you get some sunshine, you get in some good shots, and then you're done, right? But 18 holes is a bit long for me. 5 hours is a long time to be.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. What would you prefer to play, 9 or 18? I
really love 9. 9 goes by so fast. And I've been playing 18 more recently, and definitely when your game gets better, 18 gets a lot easier. But that's in the past why I only liked 9, because I wasn't so great. And after 9, you're just like, oh, I'm exhausted.
Yeah. And, it's funny too, because this time of year here, you only have time for 9 holes really when you're playing after work.
Right. The sun sets early.
Yeah. So it's the perfect amount to play when you're playing 9 holes here. Matter of fact, Wednesday night, I think Brant and Francine, they came in and it was dark.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Brant, Francine didn't play, but
right.
And you guys have how many groups on Wednesday night?
We usually have about 2 groups playing every Wednesday.
Yeah, because it just started at one time. I think your sisters Tess and Berna, the first time I met them, I think was over at the Puka. You guys used to come to the par 3 golf course I work at Kealoe.
Yeah.
And you guys would play there at least once a week there for a long time.
That's what we did before John worked at Moanalua. The par 3 was our jam.
Yeah.
We would go once a week and love the par 3. I really miss the par 3. I want to go back, but unfortunately, COVID has not cooperated. So once you guys are ready for us, I'm definitely going to play that par 3. I miss that course so much.
Yeah, it's a fun little course. A great place to work on your game.
So fun.
Where do you see your golf game going? Do you think you're gonna end up playing more or playing any tournaments or scrambles or?
Well, definitely because John is working at the course and it's so conveniently located. I am definitely playing more golf and want to play more golf, and because I actually feel like I'm improving and getting better, then it makes you want to play more.
Yeah, right. When you start making more pars and birdies, all that does is make you want to play some more golf.
Exactly. So as you get better, then the more you want to play golf.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I'm going. I mean, I'm not going to brag about my golf game, but I can hold my own. I'm not as scared to play with people anymore. You know, I had a problem trying to play with strangers. I would be like, no, I don't want to play with any strangers.
Really?
But if I have to play with strangers now, I'm okay because I'm confident enough.
Well, let me ask you this: what advice do you have for somebody, whether it's male or female? What advice do you have for somebody that is wanting to get into golf? First off, let's talk about that. What advice would you give somebody who is wanting to get into golf, but they're not sure because maybe their expectations are a little too high, or they want to be really good really fast? What kind of advice would you give those people?
Okay, so number 1, don't expect to get really good really fast. Number 2, highly recommend a couple lessons before you actually go out. And my husband, he's a pretty good teacher. If you want to.
Yeah, he actually is a good teacher. He gives lessons quite often at Moanalua, so there's a lot of people that have benefited from his advice. And he gave me a piece of advice about chipping. It was kind of weird. I mean, I never heard of it before about chipping with one hand only, starting out, but it seems to have helped a little bit with my chipping also. But when you're out on the golf course and you see him out there giving lessons, it's pretty cool that he's out there having them chip one hand and then two hands and then hitting some shots. So whenever anybody wants a lesson, I always tell them, hey, go talk to John. Yeah. If I don't tell them to talk to John, I tell them to talk to Charlie Niconi over at Mamala
Charlie's
Bay.
another great teacher.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's what I would recommend is take 1 or 2 lessons before you actually go out. Someone that really knows what they're doing, you know. And I know some people don't want to spend the money on lessons. I know I never did, but it really is a great investment, especially if you're getting started. Once you've got your lessons in the bag, find a buddy that's willing to take this journey with you, so you're not alone and you go out there with somebody that you like and somebody that is also interested in the game. And I think that makes all the difference in the world. When you have somebody to play with, it makes it that much more enjoyable.
Yeah, it's always good to do things, especially when you have a couple of people that enjoy doing it, and even like I said, even if it's not about competition, they just want to go out. You could just go out and have some beers and smack the ball around.
Exactly.
You don't even have to keep score. Like you said, just do happy face or sad face. Right. How do you think that whole went? Did you like it? If you didn't like it, draw a sad face.
Right.
On the Wednesday group, when you guys are playing, are you each playing your own ball, or are you guys playing like the best shot?
We do play our own ball. On days when my drives were not so good, then I would just, if I hit my ball into the ditch or hit it into the trees, my drive, I just use Sandy's drive because Sandy has a nice consistent drive. And you know what? I feel good about that hole after I hit Sandy's drive.
Yeah, I know a few times that we've played together You're like, I'm not teeing off. I'm using Murph's ball.
Yes.
Or I'm using John's ball.
Right.
Or I'm using somebody's ball.
Right.
I'm using their drive. That's where I'm dropping my ball.
Yep. And you know what? At the end of the hole, I par the hole with somebody else's drive. Who cares?
Yeah.
I'm happy.
That's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
That's all that matters. So
Yeah.
I know that John has even mentioned to a couple of the people that he's given lessons to that play the best ball.
Yep.
Don't even play your own ball. Mm-hmm. You both hit a shot, pick which ball is best, and play from there and go in.
So when I invite other people to come play with us and they're not, golfers and they're, really self-conscious, well, I'm not good. Well, I recommend let's just play best ball. And they seem to have much more fun when you do it that way than when you follow the rules and play every single stroke. We'll be there all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got another question for you, but we're gonna take another short break and we'll be right back. Brought to you by Smart Boy Studios, the best studio and artist collective out of Ohio. Smart Boy Studios provides recording, mixing, and mastering services, as well as any other audio post-production you need. Smart Boy Entertainment artists Corey Gossett and JV Tree have a new EP out on November 20th, 5 Day Friends. The 6-song project explores the fun and friendly energy that these two artists have on a track together. With production from D Swove, Vesta, and Ash Matthews, you can't help but to bob your head, tap your foot, and sing along to the stellar set of tracks. Head to www.smartboystudios.com to stay up to date on new music, new videos, and any upcoming events. If you'd like to support Smart Boy Studios and their artists, visit threads.smartboystudios.com to check out their merch. They offer hoodies, hats, shirts, and more. All right, and welcome back, everybody. So, Rose, I do have to bring this up. I know that Moanalua Golf Course, you guys play I believe it's a fundraiser for Moanalua High School.
Yes.
And it's a 9-hole tournament, and I've actually played in it before. It's a great tournament. It's a fun tournament. You play 9 holes, you come in, you have some drinks, have some food. They give out the prizes, always good prizes. It's a great time, and they do it every year.
Yep.
But there's a segment inside the tournament that it's a 2-man team or 2-person team because the first year, you and your husband John teamed up. Mm-hmm. In this segment, you have to be a Moanalua grad to play for a kind of like a traveling trophy. You get your name on a plaque.
Right.
The winner gets their name on a plaque.
Yes. Bragging rights forever.
Yeah. And a little birdie told me that the first tournament that you played in was that tournament, and you and John won it, the Moanalua section of it.
We did, and that was when I was really bad. But it was the first annual, and it was the format that they chose. And for some reason, because my handicap was really, really high, and I think I had one really long putt that went in, and that saved the day. I mean, John carried me the whole 9 holes, but it was that one putt that took us over the edge to win. So that was how we got our name on the trophy and bragging rights.
Well, that is awesome. That is so great. But
there are benefits to having a high handicap,
There are benefits. And anytime that you're playing in a scramble, you want people with high handicaps to play with you because you're going to get those strokes, and all they got to do is make a couple of pars and it pays off in the end.
That's it.
So, all right. So I have one final question for you, Rose. I kind of ask all my guests a question, just random. Doesn't even have to always do anything with golf.
All right.
And so your question tonight is, do you have a birthmark? If so, where is it?
I do have a birthmark. That's funny. It's on my right hand, and it's red. It's a red birthmark, and when it gets really hot, it gets super red. And then when it's not as hot, it kind of like fades away. So a lot of people that have known me for many years, they never noticed this birthmark until, one day it's hot and I'm sitting in a room with them and they're like, oh, did you burn your hand? Did you get beaten? Like, no, it's my birthmark. They're like, I've known you all these years. I've never seen that birthmark. I'm like, yeah, it's been there forever.
And I was one of those people because I asked you at Moanalua that one night. I'm like, Rose, what'd you do to your hand? And you were like, it's a birthmark. I'm like, that's not a birthmark. And you were like, yeah, it's my birthmark. And I was also one of those people that thought maybe you burnt your hand.
Yeah, it's funny.
So,
that's me.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Okay, well, before we go, any advice for anybody out there playing golf, wanting to play golf, having a weird birthmark?
Don't be ashamed of your birthmark. It makes you you. And for those of you that have never been to Moanalua Golf Club, I highly recommend checking it out. Come on down, bring a friend, play 9 holes to start. You will be amazed at how beautiful it is out there. A lot of people have never been there simply because it's a 9-hole golf course and not an 18-hole. But it is so convenient, centrally located. It's right in the valley. We always get to see pretty, pretty rainbows. So green and so lush. And really, it's the oldest golf course west of the Mississippi, I guess. Is that what they say? In 1898, they opened that golf course. So you got to check it out. A little bit of Hawaii history, and it's just really beautiful to be there out in the valley.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, Rose, thank you again. Like I tell everybody every week, if you guys have any questions, whether it be for me or for Rose, for that matter, send me an email at murphsplace808@gmail.com. Or if you want to talk about, want me to cover any certain topic, send me an email and let me know. So we're going to get out of here. Rose, thank you very much for coming in tonight.
Thanks
we
for
appreciate
having me,
it.
Murph. Always fun.
Always fun. And we will see you guys next week. I hope everybody has a great week. Aloha.
Take care.